shut the door. Mm-mm.
Come on.
Sit down. Mm-mm.
I'm in the right direction. I'm into this ocean.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Meet the Shoe. I'm Sade.
And I'm Neana.
And today we're going to have a nice little show. And we got, guys, I would like for you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Share.
Subscribe.
Go
and
on
take
there.
a listen.
Yes, please do. We're on YouTube and Facebook. We're streaming now. Share it to everybody.
All right.
So today we are talking about Brittany Griner, but before we get up to that, we're going to talk about our sponsors. And thank you very much for our sponsor, Lena Beans Body Butter. We have Cashmere Lux Hair Salon Natural Hair Care Products. We have Bossed Up Beauty, Active Wear, and Waist Trainers. So you guys can get all that in the description at the bottom of our talk here. So if you want to enjoy some of our products, please hit the links and we will
support our products.
Support our products. For business inquiries, please email us meettheshu2019@gmail.com. So if you want to be interviewed on our guest on our podcast, you can. So we look forward to seeing some of you lovely faces.
Okay. So Brittany, right?
Yes.
She is WNBA. She goes over to Russia.
She plays for the Phoenix Mercury team. She's 31 years old.
Okay.
In the off season, she goes to Russia to play.
Okay.
And they pay her pretty good. 1.5 million.
Right.
A season? Yes, girl. Okay. Yes.
And
she's
so
a superstar.
What is her? She's married, right?
She is married to Sherelle.
Okay.
She's a Nigerian American.
Okay, so I seen her wife post on the Shade Room that she's very grateful for all the support.
Okay.
And there was 40,000 letters.
Wow.
That they wrote to Russia
for
them to release her and the other Americans that are in custody, right?
It's other Americans there.
Yeah, and what's the problem is that they're not able to talk to her. They want to know why she's being shut off from the outside world just for CBD, right? I guess
it was a vape or something. I mean,
it was a vape.
A cartridge. It wasn't 1, 2. We don't really know how many it was.
Right. And so I'm assuming, being as though she plays over there, that she must have done this maybe before, or someone told her that it was okay. That's what I'm thinking. Because why would she jeopardize knowing how strict Russia is, right? How their laws are. She's not new to it.
Right.
So what happened? I don't understand why she would have it, right?
Right.
And just
allegedly,
and just out in the open. Because it really wasn't hidden. It was just right there in her bag.
Well, her wife says that she didn't even know that she was there, that she was locked up, because everybody was in Russia. She was flying into Russia from her last game in the U.S. here, flying in February 17th, 14th or sometime. They were still there.
Right.
She didn't. They were telling everyone they should leave.
Right.
You
know, sent the other Americans
sent
back.
them back. Yeah.
Right.
So she gets on the plane and gets home March 1st or something like that, and she's like, not knowing where she's at, and she's like, what's going on? And then,
but she didn't talk to her. Wait a minute. Hold up.
She talked to her. I'm quite sure she talked to her en route, but she didn't know because she plays a different team. They're on different teams when they're in Russia.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays for UMMD or some team like that, and she played. Her wife Sherelle plays for another team.
Okay. And so, did the wife state when the last time she talked to her? Because they
around
have
that
not
time
had a conversation. So her and 2 other guys are currently being held in Russia. And they're trying to get all of them back. They're pressing for the president to get them all back here.
Right.
So she's not there. No one has communicated with her.
I know the other 2 guys been there for a while.
Right.
In custody.
Right.
Without even trial or anything yet. You know? So they've been there maybe a year or 2 or so. It's sad. I don't know how their laws are, but I would be scared to do anything there.
Their whereabouts haven't been shared with
No,
the
they
world.
won't share the whereabouts. They barely talk. Getting to talk to family or anything. I think the lawyers are probably talking, but it's so much going on over there. Russia with the war with Ukraine.
Right.
It's kind of, the communication is kind of not good right now, you know.
I also seen that there was the U.S. Missiles, right, are being released, right?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure.
They were in what was the story?
I know they have more troops going over.
Right. It says the Western military for readiness. Right.
Oh,
the U.S. has repositioned nearly 15,000 military personnels. Right.
Personnels. Oh wow.
And the U.S. troops in Europe now expected to reach 100,000. Oh,
see.
So. Nobody is really talking about that right now.
No, okay.
But that was just released earlier today, and
you know, gas prices in L.A. and New York is almost $7 a gallon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty soon, you know, everybody's gonna have to have energy cars, right?
Yeah.
Because with all of the things that's going on overseas, right? How are they gonna be able to get the gas transferred over here? It's like
it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah,
even more difficult.
Nothing. Everything's changing. Just like with the food, the same with the gas.
Yeah,
so everything.
Because girl,
slowly...
I drove my husband's truck, right? And I pumped the gas, girl. I'm just lily dally, not paying no attention, just letting it pump. And I look up, I said, 128. Wait a minute, hold up. I'm like, 128. I said, girl, we ain't had no gas prices like that in a long, since 9/11, a long time. Yeah, I said, baby, we're going to put that Suburban up, baby.
You guys I
don't see how he does that. Baby, electric car. When it get warm, ride your bicycle.
Right.
Oh, these legs going to be strong this summer. Sure is. So we pray for Brittany and the other people that are in Russia in custody, U.S. citizens. Please send them back home. It's not that serious.
Yeah, it's not. Well, Russia seems to think so. I mean, everybody talks about for years how Russia doesn't play about drugs, right? And so even though over here we take it light as far as CBD, marijuana, in some cases because there's people that is still locked up over here for marijuana.
Oh yeah.
So
for years.
It seems like it's a tit for tat show though. Like it's like when they arrested her from on the camera, it looks like it was just like we're gonna do this purposely. Like we have an excuse. We have an excuse to keep you.
And do you think Putin is friends with the man that owns the basketball team she plays for?
Oh, really?
He's the owner of that basketball team.
Oh, okay. Who, the president over there?
Yes.
Is the owner of her team?
Yeah. No, his friend is.
Okay.
I forgot his name. It's so hard to say
the name. Didn't you think that he would do anything?
You would think, but you never know.
I don't know. I guess
they might be paying her too much money now, you know?
Yeah, the law is the law, though, you know? Yeah, and I mean, she didn't abide by the rules, so... I mean, I hate that she's even going through that because just imagine our conditions. There also has to have a terrible record with what?
LGBT people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They do. So they might be really interrogating her right now because of her choice of, relationship, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even think about that.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah. Thank you. So, well, that was our 24 That was our 24/7
real spill.
Real spill. So now, as we go into our next session, we're going to talk about the first African American nurse,
right?
Which her name is Mary Eliza Mahoney.
Yes. So she lived to be 80.
Nice. Back in that time, that's a good age.
And she was
born free.
Yep, born free. And she was buried in Massachusetts.
Okay.
She lived to be
did she
80,
ever?
And she died in January 4th, 1926.
Okay.
And she was National Association for Colored Graduate Nurse founded the Mary Mahoney Award in honor of her achievement.
Okay.
American Nurse Association gives out awards for that. Mm-hmm. Mahoney joined another esteemed group of women in 1993 when she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in Seneca Falls, New York.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so there was a memorial for her in 1973. Helen S. Miller, winner of Mahoney Award in 1968.
Okay. Because back then,
fundraising drive, interact monument at her gravesite.
Yeah, back then it was pretty hard for African Americans to become
nurses. Yeah. So she fought in
or even just going to school and get a degree or some in nursing or any kind of upper scale.
Yeah, she went to her education started at the Phillips School in Boston.
Okay.
Which after 1955 she became one of the first integrated schools in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So she was born in Boston.
And they never say anything about her having any children or getting married, huh?
No.
I think she most likely dedicated a lot of her time
to education,
education and nursing, probably helping.
She had got a lot of awards, and it doesn't state what kind of nurse.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But she became a nurse in 1936.
Okay. Right. So when you think about nurses,
no, she died. Battling breast cancer, 1926, and it doesn't state
anything family.
After she became a nurse after 1855.
Yeah, it's like you never hear anything about nurses back then, but they were midwives,
right?
And a lot of people learned from their parents how to give birth,
right?
Or child, bringing up children, so it wasn't that they were going to school. They probably learned from somebody or a slave master or something back then, learned how to give birth and take care of children and give out medicine and stuff like that. So I think it was a lot of self-taught back then. Because I know now I was supposed to have midwives. I liked the midwife kind of feel when childbearing, but when it was time for me to give birth, I would have to get the doggone emergency doctor that was on staff at the time, because so my midwife was not available.
The no pain medicine.
Oh, I've always done no pain.
So none of the kids you've had no pain medicine. Oh, I can't take it. I'm not a G like that.
But you know what? My doctor when I had Ramon at Abbott Northwestern. And he's like, "You don't feel anything?" I'm like, "No, I don't feel nothing." I mean, I knew I was in labor because my water bag bust. You know what I'm saying? On the bus stop on Nicollet and Lake Street.
Wow, no.
I knew I was in labor, but I didn't feel a thing. Everybody's talking about, it's going to hurt. Nothing. Okay. So the doctor's like, okay, we're going to have to put a monitor in you.
Okay.
To see the contractions, to monitor it. So they were like, okay, you're going up, so push. That's how I had to monitor. And now they have no pains.
My water broke on my mom's couch, right? And I wasn't hurting until I got in the car to head to the hospital, right? That's when it started hurting, and then that's when the contractions come. But me personally, being as though, as growing up, I've always had really nice doctors. I don't remember ever having a black doctor. So I've always preferred male doctors.
And why is that? Why did you prefer male over a female doctor?
I don't know. It just seems like you see a man and the way they describe, and it's weird that it's, they're describing his body. But it just seemed like all the doctors that I had that were males, they did right by me, so I didn't really want a female.
Yeah. Well, I had two male doctors. My first male doctor, he was African American, really older guy. He was really nice, but he's always kidding me like, "You're not gonna have any more kids. You're gonna finish high school and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." So,
okay, so
who call her Kiara?
Yep. And she said that most of it pre-slavery, most of the remedies
and medicines
they use
came from nature and methods used pre-slavery.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, everything like far as just getting everything from the earth,
right?
As far as oils, aesthetics, and stuff like that, and just natural births. I don't think it was too much of. He said Sade's a beast. Crazy.
Yes,
but you know what? I didn't have any pain. Even all my kids and my sister sat there in the hospital with me. Is like, it don't hurt. You sure? I'm like, no. And I push, I'm
not
done.
A beast about that at all, because I definitely had the epidural. Okay, but I was not even thinking of nothing else. I wanted, stick me, please.
Right.
Yeah, get the pain off of me. I didn't. There was nothing about it that I wanted to do anything all natural. I didn't even think like that. I was just like, get it out. Because it was so painful. So I can imagine that
back then, when you didn't have anything,
with her being a nurse and her passion in it, I'm pretty sure that she delivered some babies.
Oh yeah,
during her time. It doesn't state what kind of nurse she was. I'd ask for Juice just to watch, and that's right.
Okay. Because, look, my husband fainted a couple times.
Yeah. My kid's dad fainted when I had my second daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fainted too. And I think he explained that because I had a cesarean.
Right. Okay.
So he said he was in a mirror, like, so they had this window in front of it. And so he was out there and I'm like right here and delivering and I'm getting cut. He said my uterus sat on my stomach.
Oh, see, look, when Lola was having her baby, I saw that cut and the blood squirting. I said, she said, "What's wrong?" I said, nothing. Like, nothing.
Yeah, I think it's
different.
The
sight of blood, I think. Yeah.
It has a lot to do with why somebody would not want to see that. It looks gruesome.
Right.
But it's like then a beautiful baby comes out.
Yeah, I know. I've in Shakopee in the prison, I've seen someone have a baby.
You did?
Yeah, she was having her baby, and the baby was coming like a freight train.
Okay.
And she couldn't get to the hospital fast enough, so it was like, okay, grab it right and grab it on out and just take on out.
My first daughter,
to the hospital.
I had to where they pulled, it was so long ago. They pulled her out with those
forceps,
right? So she still kind of has a little dent right there.
Those things, and they should have stopped you because
they stopped.
They stopped it.
Yeah,
and then Ramon had the suction cup.
Okay.
The suction on his head, and his head came out long. I'm like, oh Lord, it's not natural. It's not.
But I like the fact that she stepped out on faith and she did it on her own.
Yeah, she did.
She didn't have nobody. It don't seem like by her being the first. I don't know who encouraged her. It doesn't even speak of, who encouraged her into
being a nurse.
Even doing that, being a nurse. Another reason why I think that it seems like you always hear physicians are usually or surgeons are usually males.
Right.
The people that deliver the babies are usually males, and maybe that's why I've always my whole life been comfortable with a male doctor.
Right, and I think it's because it's pretty much forced anyway. I mean,
You don't get much of a choice.
You don't get much of a choice, especially in the area you in.
Yeah. Usually when it's a doctor and it's a woman, she's some kind of specialist. She's not always, and I forget, I did have a woman doctor the last 2 kids, though. The first doctor was a male, and then the second 2 were by the same woman. I forget her name. I want to say Dr. Mays, I want to say.
Okay.
And she was at Abbott. I had my last 2 kids at Abbott, the first kid at Hennepin County. And so she was really good. But she had a male helping her,
yeah.
Right? And so my second daughter was on Thanksgiving. And she was coming in that night. So you know how they double the shift? You know, on holidays, they usually don't take them off. She did the night shift.
Okay.
Right, or evening. And I had her like 6-something. And so she was just coming on. So I got lucky.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Because they called her and told her that I was
in labor.
Yep. And she came and delivered my baby. And then the second time, she thought that was so funny. She's like, I'm still here.
You're right.
I'm still here. You're having babies. You're still having babies. I'm like, yep, this is it.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I had 2 males and then 1 female.
Okay.
After.
And so at the Mayo Clinic, right, do they ever, like, anybody that's not in the nursing program, have you ever heard of them? Because they're say the Mayo Clinic is like the biggest, best hospital, right, in the United States.
Right.
And so that's where all the politicians and
a lot of higher up, go.
Come. A lot of people that have, money, they go there to experiment. So do they ever, do they have a baby center there?
Yes,
like
it's in Methodist, and I didn't deliver in those 2 places.
Okay.
My godson was delivered at Methodist. It was pretty nice. Looked like a hotel, I should say, but it was pretty nice.
Okay.
And she liked it. It was a good experience for her because she had went to Olmsted before and then went to Methodist with another child. Okay. So, I mean, I didn't have much experience with Methodist Mayo, but Olmsted County, I did have all my last kids there. Okay. And I liked it because it was really intimate. Me and my husband, they even give you like a candlelight dinner on your last day there and stuff like that. So, I mean, he could stay there and they feed us and it was pretty cool.
So, all right. We'll give it up to Mary Eliza Mahoney.
Yes, thank you.
African American nurse.
Now, so next is mail call.
I don't hear nothing.
Mail call.
Mail call. Where's my mail? I need my money. Mail right now. Hurry up. I need my paperwork right now.
Thanks for tuning in to this next episode of Mail Call, our new edition. And we're going to talk about, what's the next topic for Mail Call?
It's a real estate agent. He was shown a home.
Okay.
Right? And so he got a call to show a home, and he entered in the back of the wrong house. Right?
What?
So the woman whose house, it doesn't state what state this was in, right? But the woman, she just put it on TikTok, right? She was at work.
Right.
Her house was not up for sale. And a real estate agent entered her home. She had a dog. And when the real estate agent and looks like 3 other people came to view the home, they was only in there for 20 minutes. They didn't take or touch anything.
But that's 20 minutes. Come on now. You should know by now.
Well, I mean, maybe
you
it
in
was
the wrong
same
house.
Size. Maybe it was the same size rooms. Maybe it was the same, identical 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, whatever, whatever they were, whatever he was had on the list. And so what happened was she got a call at her job her ring was going off on her phone. So when she looked on the ring, she seen people entering her home. And when she viewed the camera, she could see they weren't doing anything. They were just viewing the house. She had a dog, like I said. The dog didn't bite nobody, didn't move, didn't do anything, right? And the lady called the police. Like I said, the people walked around the house, looked at the house, and they all got in their car and left. As they're exiting the house, exiting out the driveway, excuse me, the police officer pulls them over. And says, "Hey, what you doing?"
Right.
So the real estate agent explains that, you know, I'm sorry. I had the wrong address.
Oh, wow.
You know, my bad. They didn't take or touch anything. So there was nothing that the police could do.
Right.
So the homeowner was furious, right? But she didn't really want to press charges. And then everybody in the comments was telling her she needs to sue the real estate company. You know, don't let that go. I think just from reading the story that she didn't want to pursue anything because they know where she lives.
Oh, yeah.
And she probably is in fear. Maybe she's a woman that's at home by herself. She has a dog that obviously ain't bite nobody, so she probably should be getting a new one.
Right, a new dog.
Right, and so, see, and from the cameras, I'm seeing that the police is talking to everybody and seeing, what happened. So for the real estate agent, that's very embarrassing for him.
Yeah,
it should be. You're showing a property that you're not even legally in.
It's not even listed.
Right.
So what was he
paying attention to on his list that you didn't look at the correct address? Because usually when you're listing, you look at the address 10 times.
Yeah, and make sure it's right.
Also, how did you enter the house without a lockbox? This lady's just living with no door lock?
Right. Was
her door unlocked? Because he just walked up in the back of the house.
Oh, that's scary. She just left the door unlocked.
It's bad also because what if she was permitted? She could have shot and killed everybody that stood at the door. Right. Because they're entering her home. That's bad for everybody, right? And you think that, we're not in those times now to where people leave their doors unlocked, but they still do.
I'm shocked and I'm
surprised. People still leave their car doors unlocked. Every time I've seen people still leave their kids in the car, dogs in the car. Yeah. Everything. So I think it is, it's a human act. I'm not going to sit in front like I have enough notes.
Look, I've left my car running before. And
nobody in the car. He got in because he just walked right in.
Right through the back door.
He did not have a key. He just walked in the back door. And that's what was told to him. So, also, when he was listing the house, they told him just go in the back door. Right. Enter through the back.
Oh, that's what he did. Okay. So, and he did exactly what he just probably did not read everything that he's supposed to, make sure and go back and read. But he said he did see that. Just go in the back door. So, I don't know. This should be to be continued to find out what she's doing after that.
She's not doing anything. She said she's not going to sue. She said that she told the police about the incident, and she feels in her heart that it was an accident.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
She says in another follow-up video, she claims that the police said that there wasn't much that they could do. And she agreed that the charges weren't necessary. So that's what I'm saying. Reading this, she's just scared.
Well, she's just being, she's probably a kind-hearted person, and she's like, it's nothing really. Nothing was taken or anything.
No, nobody.
And you never know.
Nobody took or touched nothing.
They're going to be her next-door neighbor soon, whoever it is, that person or the next person after that. It's going to be your next-door neighbor. Maybe they might bring her over there an apple pie and say, hi, I'm sorry. It was me that came through your house, and,
Right.
And they be best buddies,
house.
right?
Yeah, something. I would hope so.
Right. Oh, my God.
Another incident that happened, speaking of
real estate
and just people in general not being respectful of people's space, right? Taking advantage of trust. It's like love thy neighbor, God, right? Yep. Trust thy neighbor. When you move into a place, you're in hopes of your neighbors watching out for you. Because when you grow up, you're always taught. Well, I was always taught. Don't make enemies with your neighbor.
With your neighbor, right? Yeah. It's like a community.
Even if your neighbors don't like you, just try to get along, right?
Yeah.
Because the worst thing is for you to not be happy in your own home.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was a guy that went to a nice neighborhood. He was selling candy.
Mm-hmm. How old was the guy here?
I don't know. They said he was young, though.
Okay.
He was selling candy. He wasn't, I don't know. They don't think that he was an adult.
Okay.
So he was like a teen. Like maybe 18, 17, something.
He's probably selling candy for a school or some association.
Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Right? So he sells the candy to a guy.
He knocks on his door. The guy
hands him. Yeah, he knocks on the door. He's on the Ring camera. Mm-hmm. He has a mask on. Sells the candy to the homeowner. Mm-hmm. As soon as the homeowner hands him over the money, 3 guys come from around the garage and bust up in the door.
Oh, home invasion.
Home invasion. And rob him.
Oh, my gosh.
And so the police are looking for the candy seller because it looked botched. It looked
sketchy,
like,
very sketchy. So like nowadays we have to be careful who we open our doors to.
Yeah, and one of the neighbors at that address, right, or in that neighborhood, stated that now he won't even open the door for Girl Scouts because
I wouldn't open my door either,
and it's bad for their business now because people are thinking that you might be robbing me, right? It might be all made up, so they're gonna have to figure out ways of how no solicitation. That's all over the place anyway, but people still do door-to-door sales. They said like that's the best sale.
It is door-to-door organic,
right?
yes,
that's the best way for you to Ring camera shows, candy seller, set up arm, home invasion. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Dangerous out here.
3 more people running up with guns.
Yeah, it's scary.
To shoot you over what?
Okay,
right? It's like everybody's thirsty.
Yeah.
Everybody's thirsty for something. Like
I know my grandma.
So many jobs available.
Back in the day, she wouldn't open the door for nobody.
Right.
It's in Jehovah Witness. It could be. They could say who they are. The Seventh Day Adventist. Hey, she just peep in, and they see her peeping. She be like, I don't know you, and don't open the door.
Right.
They say, okay, we're gonna stick the watchtower in your mailbox. She said, thank you, ma'am. See you later.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And growing up in Chicago, they been doing home invasions, all that type of stuff. So we just gotta be careful. Oh my God, you gotta be careful nowadays.
They moved here too. Nobody. I mean, you with the way the times are right now, everybody's looking for a sense of normalcy, right? Mm-hmm. And so you would like to think that that nobody's not going to do anything to you when your neighbors, like I said, love thy neighbor, right? That's not nowhere. Nowhere. People don't even sell anything door to door anymore.
Do they?
Yes,
some people do. Yep, some people do, Benita. Yep, I'm thinking about going door to door in a minute. So let it get warm outside. I'm gonna have my products, and I'm you gonna see me. I'll be doing it.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to go door to door. The thing about it is it safe for you anymore?
Right.
Because now you see.
Oh, I'm not stepping in nobody's house
with the guy going up to the people's door, and that they planned that, they put that robbery together. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me that you're going to and just all of a sudden 3 people appear.
Right. That's not
with guns.
It's very sketchy.
Definitely.
Very sketchy.
They set all that up. See, they're trying to get a little clever about it, right? But then it's real bad now because, like I said, when you're permitted to carry, they just shoot you right there. You just walk up to the door, just shoot you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that people, robbers, killers, whatever, rethink, how
really
you're doing your how you're doing whatever you're doing. That's robbing, stealing, killing, because then it's just gonna be people just gonna shoot on sight.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking you're gonna attack me. I'm gonna shoot you right away.
So the next thing, Young Jock has a radio show.
Yes.
And he has a special sitcom segments that someone call in and talk about their problems, and they try to link them up with a person or try to resolve the issue.
Right.
This issue, oh my God, baby, he was not ready.
No, he wasn't.
He was not ready. They were thinking
that it was just a regular relationship drama.
So he calls in and says he really liked this girl. He's digging her. She won't answer his phone calls, and I don't know what I did to her. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. He going on this long draw. He said, Jock said, "What's the number? Let's call her."
Yeah.
They call her, and they talking to her. And what she say?
The girl states that she was dating this guy that she met. She was dating him for 6 or 7 months. This was back in 2020. They was having a good time. They enjoyed each other.
Yes.
They went out one day to where he introduced her to
one of his friends. Yes.
She sat quietly while they had a good time
and running their mouth.
Right. And so the boyfriend and his friend describe a robbery and a murder. And so what was funny, when she's describing the story, she's asking the boyfriend, she's like, "Do you remember?"
Do you remember?
And he's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about."
He said, "I don't recall."
He said, "I don't remember that. What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Well, you was talking all gangster. You don't remember what you were saying? You was talking all gangster, right?" And so when she's telling them that how he was talking, he's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to know what's going on." Like, he's being forceful. He's
forcing her to go and spill the beans. She said, "Well, you."
But remember, he had been in her inbox.
Yeah.
He had been constantly contacting her. She's sending them off. She's deleting them. She's blocking them. She don't want to be bothered.
Oh, she don't want to be bothered.
So
he put himself in that, honey.
So when he is describing the story, when she's describing the story, she goes on to say, "You and your homeboy talked about how you robbed somebody
and murdered them,
and then you murdered them.
That was my brother.
Ooh,
girl." I would have had to kill that man.
That was like, but she was really calm.
Yes, she was.
And he was like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." And she was like, and she tried to explain some more. He hung up the phone.
Yeah, he hung up. And Jock was like, you could tell he was in disbelief. He couldn't believe the position. He didn't have a reply. His face was just stone cold.
So Jock goes on to say, are you okay? Are you serious? I don't want to question. Like, he didn't know what to say, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to say, "Are you serious? Are you playing?"
Yeah,
because it's a serious matter.
Yes,
that's your brother,
it's an open investigation as well. Still.
So the girl goes on to explain that they didn't have a clue who killed her brother.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't have a clue, but he busted himself out.
But he busted his own self out. He told on himself, and then right on the radio station in front of millions.
Oh, girl,
you told on yourself even more because you hung up the phone. I don't know what you're talking about. Hang up. I don't know. Could you?
That's sleeping with the enemy. You didn't know you were sleeping with the enemy.
Yes,
the whole
on the
time.
radio. It's on Young Jock radio show. What was it? 107.
Whatever.
97.
No, I think he's 97.
Yeah, some Atlanta station.
Atlanta station.
Yeah, in Atlanta. And
she said, he can't solve his own problems. How's Young Jock going to solve someone else's problems? Well, okay, Lisa.
He was trying to solve the boyfriend-girlfriend issue because he felt sorry for the dude, right? So he's thinking basic relationship issue. It's not a basic relationship
Look,
issue.
Dude, you should have kept that. The girl hit and ran. It was a car accident. Hit and ran you and let it go. Yeah. But nope, you open up a can of worms. You open up
a can of worms and your butt's going to jail now.
Ooh, baby.
Because he going to jail.
The investigators is knocking at his door right now.
Yeah, and it seemed like she liked him so well.
She did like him.
She did not send the police to him. She said, "Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered." He pursued it. He kept pressuring. You see, when they kept on asking her, "Well, you don't want to talk about it?" She said, "I really don't want to talk about it."
She didn't.
And she said, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to use the platform to talk about it." So she talked about it in front of millions, probably.
Millions of people.
I mean, it's viral now. It's going around the internet now because that's how we, LaShawn sent me the story. So we had to talk about it.
Yeah, we had to talk about it.
Because it pertains to prison.
Yes.
Ooh, and relationship.
Ooh.
Whoa, wow. When I first heard the story, I'm just driving, listen to it when she sent it to me. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did she just say that he murdered her brother?
Right.
And she still felt like she wanted him, though. Yeah. I mean, in 6 or 7 months? I don't know.
She didn't talk to him after that, though.
I have a thing with... I'm not going to go to the police. I probably would have called up the family members and the homies or something.
Right. Okay, right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Keep it real.
That's a natural
Yes,
instinct,
it is.
Contacting the police, she had a problem with that because she never called the police. And she had been ignoring him for some time because she said this happened in 2020.
It sure did.
It's 2022.
Right. Okay. 2022. So she said nothing. She kept that like, that's like kind of hurtful.
Him, she ghosted him. And she just like, I'm not. I don't want to deal with you. Yeah. You killed my brother. So I wonder, did she tell her mom or
somebody in the family about it?
Or something? They know now.
Right. But if she would have, I don't know, girl. I don't know, because sometimes you tell family, well, I don't know. I can't even say.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't see myself sleeping with somebody that harmed my family member.
But I think that's why she let him alone after she heard that conversation.
I would have had to tell.
I would have had to tell him right there in his face. Wait a minute, who are you talking about?
No, I don't know if I would have told him right there because they robbed.
Yeah, both of them. They probably put her in the trunk too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So she was thinking about how she was gonna address the issue, right? But I would have had to tell the family for my safety. You know what I'm saying? I would have had to tell somebody. He's got 6 baby mamas. Relationships might not be his forte. Well,
okay.
I mean,
6 of them. Yeah.
He solved the murder.
He solved the murder.
He solved the
So
murder.
he doing pretty good.
Right. He solved the murder, honey. He made sure that it came out because it was his co-host also was asking the questions.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
And so they really made her tell that story. She didn't want to tell the story. I'm trying to figure out why she took so long to tell it. Because
it's a year and a half later?
She didn't know that she was going to come on the Jock Show because they contacted her.
They contacted her, right? Yeah. They were like, because she was confused, like, what you calling me for?
Right. She didn't know that was going to be, that was going to be the outcome of that story, right? How that was going to end, because she said that she didn't.
And I'm quite sure it's more. We just saw a little bit because they cut it short.
Yeah,
it probably was more said after that.
We just
I
want to
see
they cut
it short.
We'll let you guys know more about this story. But we want to know in the comments. Send us an email.
Yes.
Shoot us a DM. Let us know. Could you sleep with somebody that killed
somebody in your family member? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's never happened.
No.
Right?
It ain't gonna happen.
And it ain't happening. And I know, I say I don't know, but for a fact, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't know.
I mean,
it ain't that serious.
To go and tell on them, it depends how those cards were laid at the time, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, like how she felt. She didn't want to go to the police because she could have been wrong. She doesn't know.
She don't know, right?
But she knows she knows what her ears heard. She definitely know what her ears heard.
Yes. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in to Meet the Show.
Make sure
you share,
like, and subscribe. Check out our products, y'all.
Oh,
support our products.
Yes.
Cashmere Lux,
Lena Beans,
and Bossed Up Beauty.
Hey.
See y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Meet the Shoe.